So remember, the mic is on. Greetings. Today on the Mr. X Jesse channel, we are going to stick all these parts. The EVGA super power thingamabob, a fan, a network card, a new hard drive, some RAM, a fan, this SSD M.2, a new Hyper 2212 Evo CPU cooler thing so it doesn't turn into an oven, an i5 6600K processor, the SSD drive, and a motherboard Z170-A, and also that Asus gaming card I showed you earlier, the R9 380, into this box. And hopefully it'll work.
Yeah.
Here we installed the fans. We got two Corsair front fans, red LEDs. And then on the inside, we have the red LED exhaust fan. The front two are for intake, and this rear one is for exhaust. Alright, so here we are installing the power supply into the case. And what I'm going to do is route all of the motherboard, 24-pin, CPU, and then graphics cards cables through the opening here to feed them through the back for later cable management. Get those slid through, and then the instructions said fan down, and that's pretty good because I got a filter right here so that way in case so dust and stuff can't get inside the PC case. What I'm going to do is this tab right here is a guide so that way you can't slide it up towards the motherboard or anything. So I'm just going to gently slide it into place here. Make sure that little tab is on the other side, and then not force anything through here. Make sure it all just kind of sinks and gels together, and there we go. It is installed. Alright, here we have the Z100 motherboard out of the package. Looks pretty nice. It comes with a CPU installation tool in case you have fat fingers or no dexterity at all. We have the i5 processor. Ooh. Some SATA cables, a SGLI or SLI or crossfire cable, and then the rear bezel. Pro tip, find out the orientation of the connections on the back of your motherboard and install this first before you install the motherboard. And then it comes with some manuals, updated drivers, I think. And then there's the drivers. Download the newest ones off the internet if you can. And then it looks like a badge, so that way you can put it on the front of your PC. Alright, here we are installing the most important part. Make sure you ground yourself, because this is super sensitive to static shock. And with this is the 0.0 insertion force part right here. Make sure you do not put any force on this, because otherwise you'll be buying a whole new processor and motherboard. So right what we got here, don't touch anything there. We have a white arrow that indicates the direction the CPU should go. And right there is a little white arrow that corresponds with the white arrow on the CPU, on the motherboard. So what we do here, try not to get your human fingers on anything on the top or bottom of the CPU. Make sure your white arrow lines up. Just kind of drop it into place. See right there, I messed up. So we're going to be super careful. And just drop it into place, like so. And now once we have it installed, we are going to put the cover back on. Make sure it's in the guideposts Now this is the scary part, because you're going to hear crackling and popping. We're going to try to be quiet so that way you could hear it. It's kind of scary. Yikes. Alright, we're just going to stop. Close this. Make sure the guide pins line up. Look like a little piece of dust there. And then you're going to hear crackling and popping. It's scary, but just go for it. Push it down, out, under, and back over, and your CPU is installed. Okay, now we'll be installing the RAM. HyperX Fury DDR4. These are 8 gigs a stick, I believe. Now, installing the RAM, this Asus is pretty nice because you only have one movable point for the RAM. The other side is just a single slot. Now, if you notice, most RAM is keyed. So we have a little slot there that corresponds with the slot on the RAM stick. So if you try to put it in, it's kind of idiot-proof. So if you put it in like that, your gaps aren't going to match up. So we're going to stick it in this way, and it should slide in. Now just use a little bit of force till this end closes. Boom. Just like that. Now we'll be installing the second stick. Make sure you don't go right next to each other, because it's kind of nice on Asus motherboards where it's kind of color coded with the different channels. So if you wanted to add even more sticks, you put it in the second black ones. So I'll turn it around, kind of slide it into place there, push it down until it snaps, and voila, RAM is installed. Alright, here we are putting the finished motherboard in. We put on a CPU cooler and the new M.2 hard drive. And now we will be putting it into the thing. You always want to go bottom first, and then the side with the back plate. Try to get the back plate lined up. And then there should be a guidepost. If you don't have a guidepost, well, I guess it's just tough shit. So just trying to get everything situated. Don't force anything. Don't rush. And there we go. It's in. So here we are. We have got most of the important parts put in. We've got a little bit of cable management. And once we had all the important parts put in, we went ahead and made sure it posted. Posted is where you start the computer without the graphics card or any other accessories. And everything worked. So we went ahead and installed the Asus Strix graphics card. And then we also installed a wireless network card there, because one wasn't built into the motherboard. And pretty much got everything in clean shape here. I'll give you a little tour here of everything. I think it turned out alright. I would say next time I would have ordered a bigger case than the Corsair -1 spec one here. But other than that, it turned out really, really well. I went ahead and overclocked it to 4.7 gigahertz on the processor, and overclocked the graphics card already, and it was able to play the Division on ultra settings with a crazy frame rate. But we got our M.2 drive settled in there, and then we have an SSD and a 1 terabyte hard drive to put all the videos on. No optical bay, no optical drive, wanted all wireless, and I think it turned out really, really well. I think in the future I'll try out liquid cooling, but I'm always a fan of the air cooling, as I really am hesitant about liquids around electronics. And then here I have the Asus Dual Intelligent Processor 5 running and the Asus Strix program running. I was able to overclock to 4.7 gigahertz. And also, I was able to overclock the graphics card to 1165. And it's completely stable with the airflow cooling methods. Then here we have Fallout 4 Ultra settings. Then M.2 hard drive is fast.
Don't worry about me, sir. I can still pull my own weight.
I said, take it easy. That means no long-range patrols or recon sweeps until further notice. Right?
Yes, sir.
This game is just gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. There's my homeboy dog meat. There he is. It's kind of a psycho. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.